live.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the TPA Otakus podcast. This is episode one with your host, uh, Sunfi.
And then you have your anime news here with Choo Choo Dino.
And you have your D&D news with me, World Hunter or John, whatever you want to call me.
Now, last time we were on air was episode 0. We discussed that we would be doing a anime review, Chainsaw Man, episode 1. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So, I've been watching Chainsaw Man since it basically came on because th- this has been an anime that's been popular from when it was a manga. It's had merchandise from when it was a manga, and I was like, okay, I gotta check this out. Like, what's making this manga so dang good that it's having merchandise before it even becomes an anime? Because I don't know about you guys, but that's never happened, as far as I've been aware.
No. Well, I think there was, I can't remember the name of it, but I've seen it with one other anime that when I first saw like there was stuff coming out for Chainsaw Man, I was a little bit like I have not read the manga or anything else like that. But I remember with the anime that had some stuff out there already, it kind of just went down the shitter real fast. But go on.
Right.
That was Chainsaw Man. No, like this one's good,
Mm-hmm.
but damn, that I feel so bad for Denji. Like, dude had to sell his right nut just to get by. Like, no man should have to go through what he had to go through. No man in his goddamn life should have to go through that.
About to get to that, yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Double checking because I had a bit of a scare there.
You're
My
good, you're
Discord
good.
just went poop on me for a second. I had to close out some things. Anyway, yes, I did hear all of that. I heard I didn't read the manga, and neither have I. Matter of fact, I only knew about Chainsaw Man from random thumbnails and some anime news being brought up. And I think the first time I've heard of the anime or slash manga of Chainsaw Man was from the anime man himself, Joey. I believe was his name. Yes, the anime man himself. And when I heard of it, I was like, okay, sounds interesting. Probably not my cup of tea. I'll probably let it pass. And then as time went on, I then met up with Sunfi, and then World, and then Sunfi was like, "You gotta check out Chainsaw Man," and I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll give it a shot, I guess." And then I kind of just sat on it for a little bit. I was like, "I'll just wait until I get a couple more episodes out and then see how the community reacts to it." And from what I can tell from the community, it's interesting on how they. How do I say this nicely without like anger the fanboy here, Sunfi here? I got intimidated by the success of Chainsaw Man. I was thinking to myself, oh crap, it's gonna be another Fortnite. It's gonna be one of those other like big, super duper popular, so big that it actually might not be doing any good when it gets that big, but I still decided to be like, fuck it, I'll give it a chance. Am I allowed to use the F-bomb here, World Hunter? Am I allowed to use that?
I
I
don't
think if
fucking
we keep it
care.
PG-13, I think if we keep it PG-13,
I'm pretty
I
sure
think.
YouTube's gonna bonk me on the head. Just use a bonk sound effect, I guess, whenever I swear. I deserve it. My bad.
You know
Anyway,
what? I will remember.
thank you.
Yep.
Take note, please. Take note. You'll know it. Anyway, I basically was that. Okay, let's do this. So the first impression I got when the anime first opened up, like the first episode, and it's just like nice, kind of like I don't know, ambiance, I guess, and then it started, like, the music started kind of playing when the demon came around, and, Denji was kind of talking about everything he kind of gave up afterwards, and it's like, the word that came to my mind, because whenever I watch animes, they always
Dude
have
is
some
a
kind of word.
sad man. Dude is such a
Sad man,
sad
yes.
man.
Very, very sad man, yes. But the word that came to my mind was grunge. I was thinking grunge. Like, there was something very, very grungy about everything happening here. The art style and how very messed up and twisted and angular. And in case you might actually not notice right now, but if you go back and watch the first anime, a lot of curves to them. There's a lot of angular, like, designs to them, like the hairstyle, the chin, the facial features. Everybody's sharp and jagged, except maybe for Pochita and maybe the female character that's introduced at the very end. I'm trying to remember what her name was again.
Makima.
Makima.
Yes, the one that the internet didn't seem to shut up about, and then the other anime girl comes in with the with the other meme, and now no one will shut up about that one.
So okay,
Let's go.
I
Let's
think you
go.
were you're talking about Miss Makimi, and then I think what was her name? It was a
Power.
weird word. Yeah, Power.
There, what? With yeah.
Girl is but we're getting off track. Since
We
we
are,
were
we
back,
are.
back to
only
episode 1.
reviewing the first
I was-
episode. We're getting
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
track. So, guys, initial
stick with the character
Initial
designs
thoughts.
in animation.
initial thoughts on episode 1. What you guys' thoughts on it?
I
Initial
personally-
thoughts was that I liked it. Oh, sorry, John. Go ahead.
No, I was supposed to say I really liked it. Like I started watching it in the Japanese dub, and then I watched it. I think in the English dub. I think I might have watched it twice because I thought it was okay. I don't like. I've been trying to get through One Piece. I've watched One Piece and Chainsaw Man in the last few months. That's as far as my
Mhm.
anime has gone in the last few months. The first
World
episode
of difference, though, between the two, aren't they?
very much different. With Chainsaw Man, like first episode, like the first few minutes, that really got to me because that made me go, wait a second, hold on a minute. And then like it completely changes. It's like, yes, this weird mystery. Anyways, here's a guy with a weird demon.
Which, can we just admit, because we as a group just admit that how adorable Peachita is?
It's flat out adorable. I can
Absolutely
understand why there's
adorable.
merchandise of that little thing everywhere.
I would not be surprised.
adorable body.
I would not be surprised that someone has gone. You know what? I'm gonna make a of that figure. Make it a literal chainsaw. I would be surprised if someone's not already done it yet.
Someone
Right.
might have. I don't. They might be on a watch list though by this point. Now that they've done it.
Got it.
Him.
Note to self.
Anyway, there's one thing I wanted to talk about real quick. Like to get out of the way, yes, first impression, I liked it, but then as I got to the end of the thing that came to my mind, oddly enough, we had gone to a movie theater. If you told me that the whole plot was just about this dude who basically was like from the very beginning, young kid, and then you see the kid kind of growing up through some montages and stuff like that, and then Pochita's being used like cleverly and awesomely and stuff like that, and then that grand finale with like that big monster thing, and then it's like you kind of got what he wanted at the end of the first episode, and you could have ended it there as an anime movie. But at the same time, like I can understand why they had it structured like that to begin with. They want to get your hook. They want to get your attention.
Mm.
And that's exactly what they did brilliantly with this first episode.
Exactly. But oh my god, Denji, I have never met a more sadder, just main character for any anime I've watched. This man did not need to sell his right nut. What did they need the nut for?
I mean, I've heard of
It's-
sacrificing
it's
an arm and a
back
leg.
to that,
but
aren't we?
It's the most important plot element besides the other thing.
It is.
I'll be honest with you though, it's like yes, you're right. Denji definitely is definitely one of the most like the saddest thing to have happen to an anime protagonist, let alone a main anime protagonist. I'll just say it here and now. I think it was kind of pushing its luck a little too hard. It was like it was going way too hard on the whole like selling my body parts and stuff like that. So, actually, the freaking left nut. Did they really need to bring up that detail? Did they really had to? But I mean, I don't know. It's probably a different kind of shonen. I
It's very
like,
important.
I
Just like
guess
his
so.
one goal, just like his one goal, both very important.
It's just to live a normal life. Get a GF. You know, have a nice time and relax and like that's you know it's respectable.
Yeah,
And it's like I don't know. So that definitely is a relatable main protagonist
Rotate.
kind of thing to go with. It's like somebody who is willing to like, you know,
Yeah. Now, with
there's
how
one
this
other thing that
ended,
and
so
it was
I know that
you remember
Jonathan-
when Denji was told by that Yakuza trash, basically first impression was he's not gonna do it. And it's like he goes and does it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, just kind of wrap it up a little bit so we can let the audience know
All right,
what our next
move on.
episode is going to be. Um, with I know John's currently watching it, and I'm continually watching it. Devin, are you going to continue watching Chainsaw Man?
He
I
might
mean,
be dead.
Chochudano. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just Discord was being a jerk to me again. I had to exit out a couple of tabs.
We're good?
Chochudano.
What?
Are you going to
Yes.
continue watching Chainsaw Man?
Don't know. Remember when I said the one word I would use to describe the series was grunge?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it definitely has intrigued me with the whole mystery behind Pochita and how demons work, but it's like it's crude, it's dirty, it's very I don't know, it's just not up to my speed when it comes to like that. It was like I don't know, it's like very profane. It's almost like trying to watch. Let's see here. It's like trying to watch punk rock, but like not the good kind of punk rock that's been kind of like brushing up. I'm talking like hardcore, really, really nasty and dirty, and it's like I don't know how I feel about watching something like that. And like really many animes that actually make me feel like that. So it's like maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe it's just the first episode. Maybe it. Never mind. I'm pretty sure you're gonna say like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna get better.
No, we're not. We'll just let you. So I think for what we can say as a group, I I'm gonna. I don't know about you guys, so you can interject at this. I definitely save it 7 out of 10 TPKs. I definitely think it's an anime that if you're watching, you're loving, and if you haven't given it a shot, at least give the first episode a shot.
I
Yeah.
can agree to that score 7 out of 10. Mostly because it's like animation's gorgeous, music's incredible. Forgot to mention that, didn't get enough time to say it, but I'm gonna just say here now that I love that music. I do love metal, and I do love that grunge soundtrack that it actually has. I actually do like the soundtrack. Characters are interesting, and there's definitely a good cliffhanger at the end of episode 1 to get you invested. This is a very good first episode of an anime series. I don't know if I'll give it another shot and take a look at all the other ones. Maybe I will, and when I do, I'll let you know.
All right. Looking forward to that. Now to let the audience know on what's our next anime, we are watching for the first episode of Blue Lock. Now I've heard a few things about Blue Lock. I've heard that its animation's really good. It's a soccer. I think it's a soccer anime. Don't remember at the top of my head, but it's a sports anime. So this should be interesting. I don't really watch much sports anime.
You're gonna have us watch sports anime?
Yeah, Because I've heard like along with Bleach the Thousand Year Blood War, which just a reminder, we will be showing later on in this episode. We'll be speaking about the new animes coming out for the next season, which we will. But as a as TPK Otaku's podcast, we will never watch a anime that has either coming back or it's a new season, because we want you to experience those animes purely from the jump on your own accord. But with newer animes like Chainsaw Man, Blue Lock, things like that, we will see if it's actually worth watching, worth investing in.
We also might talk about some of the older animes, because we've grown up through years of watching them and enjoying them. But
yeah,
Choo Choo, you alright over there?
I honestly have no idea. Discord is being very, very naughty tonight, and I have no idea why. Can you guys even hear me at all?
Yes, we perfectly can.
You cut out a little bit, but you're good now.
Okay, and I think it's because my potato of a computer cannot handle having all the tabs I had open. I had to cut out a couple of them, so now I gotta reopen those dumb tabs for the anime news. Is that what we're moving on to now, Sunvi?
Yes. Now that we've let the audience know that, on the 25th, which will be a smaller episode, let you guys know. But it's just so that we can celebrate.
Special.
Yep, more of a Christmas special. With that, it's gonna be smaller, and it's gonna be much earlier. It's gonna be at 6. We will be watching Blue Lock for that. In preparation. But now let's get to Choo Choo Dino with the anime news, shall we?
Thank you, Sunfi. You guys want me to screen share this for this then?
If you can.
I'm pretty sure I should, actually. I will try that. We'll try that right now. Let's try...
Actually, let's not screen share that. I just thought of something that might come to bite us in the butt.
I could just do the...
Just,
because of
just
the advertisements?
not just
right,
advertisements,
here
but
we go,
like
here we go.
copy,
Starting off with...
copyright law. So, in your own words, what's new in the anime world?
He'll be back in just a second. There he is. I'm just getting my notes up real quick, and also make sure I had everything I need.
My video's coming back. Don't worry.
You're good.
Anyway, very sorry about that. I have them up. I'm ready to read them. I won't screen share though because it's probably it's gonna oh my god, it's gonna crash my Discord.
And make sure that you're reading it in your own words, so that we don't have to worry about copyright.
Right. All right. So from Anime News Network, they are bringing in one of these main coverages here of the Black Clover manga. So for anybody out there who's a fan of Black Clover, the manga currently right now is taking a 2-week break due to a quote-unquote production circumstance. The 2023 issue for Weekly Shonen Jump kind of revealed basically that Yuki Tabata, the Black Clover's manga creator, is taking a 2-week break, which is on the second issue, which is under like the production. See the reason on why it's being on hiatus or break. They'll be coming back with their next issues on December 26th. It had, however, did take a break previously during November due to the author's sudden illness. And that's basically all that the article had to bring up. What are your guys' thoughts on that? What do you think production issues mean? Do you think it's major, something that's a little minor? What are your thoughts on that?
Normally, when it comes to production issues, it means that somewhere in their pipeline, um, there was a mishap. It
Mm-hmm.
can range anywhere from um, it usually basically what it means is the company itself is taking a break. As I am aware, um, One Piece will also not be back um, in manga for until literally next year.
Oh shit. Like late next year or just next year?
Next year, as in January.
Oh, okay. I mean, shorts.
So yeah,
PG.
and for you, Devin, what uh um anything else? Any any other news to look at? I mean, Dino, whatever. Eh. To be fair, it's our first actual official episode, so there will be mess ups like this. Whatever.
Yep. People will die. Stuff will happen. Wink.
End of the world. You know how it is.
Is this the end of? No. Um. Well, it sucks. I think I was excited to see more One Piece.
Well, the One Piece anime is continuing. It's just more or less the manga is taking a little bit of a break.
That is true.
So
You doing alright over there, Devin? You know what? We are going insane as it is now.
yeah.
Yep.
Definitely some technical difficulties. We hopefully will not have to worry about this in future episodes. I do apologize.
Mhm.
All right.
There you are.
Welcome back.
Okay, so I basically am now down to just 2 tabs. This one and the second news article that I have. Screw the third one. Not gonna worry about it. It's nothing of importance. It was just about, is it wrong to pick up girls in dungeons or something like that, with their latest opening being done by some random artist I do not know. I'm sorry for my unprofessionalism, and
You're right.
hopefully I'll be able
It's
to.
okay.
I'll make, I'll
We'll
make
just
it
have
up
to
for
take
you
it
guys
out
with
of your
this second Anime's News Network article here.
We'll just have to take it out of your non-existent paycheck.
Mhm. That seems to be.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's do this. All right. So for the
50%,
second,
yeah.
for the second article of the night, and my last one actually, because I just forget the third one. So for second article of the night is having to do with Crest and the Aqua Plus. They are the developers for Utaware Ru Mono. I don't know what this is. But basically, Crest has now acquired Aqua Plus in a business merger. This was announced on Friday. Hello?
We can still hear you.
Basically, Crest has now taken Aqua Plus, and Aqua Plus is now a subsidiary of the Crest company. This was announced all the way back in, let's see here, February 1st, I think? No. Oh, no, the article says that it was merging with Sanity Production and Cubus back in February 1st. New company merger would be called Hike Sanity Productions, is what the merger company would be called, which then handles productions of 2.5D stage events of anime and games. Cube-based company creates graphics and promotional, according to the website here. Aqua Plus is known for producing visual novels of games such as Utaware, Rumonon, no, how do you say that one? Which basically is like two Heart, Tears to Tiara, and White Album is what they've been known for. So, never heard of these. But they do have anime adaptations, according to the article. Aqua Plus appointed Minoru Noda as the company's new CEO in February. So basically, this merger was brought up back in February, is what the article is saying, and now the merger has been completed. Whatever this means for the anime industry, it seems to be pretty small right now, according to what the article is basically just talking about, because these are either they are majorly known animes in Japan and not that well known outside of the country. But this definitely is a pretty important set of information to know of, because multiple game company corporations and anime corporations can like be meeting up and kind of merging, and it kind of shows where the market's going. So, positive thing, maybe it's a negative thing from what I could see from the news. I just get information from it. Your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I think I agree with you on what you're saying. That it's going to be important in like the future, not necessarily right now.
Maybe they'll produce something really interesting now that they merged.
Right?
I'll be honest, for honesty's sake, I have no idea what Yumaware Mono, whatever that is. I've never heard of it before. Then again, maybe it's because I'm just an uncultured swine that has yet to see all of the wonders of anime, and I'm stuck with shonen and mecha and.
Well, with this podcast, hopefully we'll be able to broaden those horizons.
Well, sure, why not? Alright, so that's my new segment done. That leads on to World done. World, I leave the stage to you.
Whoa! Wait. This just in, we have some breaking news on in the anime industry of what is up and coming for the future.
Yeah, what are we
for winter season 2023.
Wait. That. Okay, so I didn't bring the list up. Okay, so I guess we're talking about what's on the list. I remember now what was on the list. I'll probably pull it back.
Yeah, just a couple of let's just bring up what we think is going to be interesting in this upcoming winter season. First off,
Stampede. We're talking Stampede. Okay.
First off, we'll get to you. We're taking turns. Is season 4 of Bungo Stray Dogs. Now, for those unaware of what Bungo Stray Dogs is, it is this company that goes up against their main enemy is a mafia, but that sounds boring. But what's super cool about this, fun fact, is each of the main characters, each important character to it, has a name of a famous writer, a famous author. And what's so cool about that is that each one has a superpower based off of one of the writer's works of writing. For example, we've had Edgar Allan Poe, and he had a superpower that I can't remember, but we've had him. We've had literally a Lovecraftian Cthulhu monster named Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft. And so much more. Like, this is I am definitely looking forward to season 4 and what the Bungo Stray Dogs company has in store for me. Oh. Now, Devin, I think you're a little giddy about an anime that's coming up.
Right. Okay. So, I guess it's my turn to take the floor again. It was Trigun Stampede is what it's known as. It is 2.5D slash, I think it's a CG remake of the original anime known as Trigun, which, if I remember correctly, was like 1980. I'm trying to remember when Trigun was released. God damn it. Man, my memory sucks. Let's see here. Here we are. The manga originally was released in 1995 to 1997. And, let's see here. I think the anime adaptation was like released. When was it released? It's original run. Where is it? Well, yeah. Oh, here we are. 1998. So the original anime was released 1998, which, for those who don't know about Trigun, the original series was based on Vash Stampede and his little misadventures on like this desert planet, I believe it was. Like, it's not Earth. I know that for a fact, and it has a bit of a sci-fi western kind of vibe going. Basically, is this infamous like bounty hunter and like criminal as well, known as the Crimson Typhoon, and he gains that name because whenever he rolls into town or goes to some other, undisclosed location, he basically just brings nothing but pain and destruction in his path. Mostly a really damn good crazy fighter. For that being said, there's a lot of other nuances and character plots that are put into it, but all you need to know that is a fun time, fun little adventure, and my god, the Stampede, Trigun Stampede looks amazing. I do love its animation, although they did take one of the characters and they put in a new one I've never heard of. Maybe it's more manga accurate, because the original anime of Trigun actually is a lot toned down. It's a watered down version of the manga, which was like rated MA basically. Well, not MA, but like really really hardcore, like for a high adult audience. Like there's a lot more blood, a lot more like carnage, and like yeah. So the anime kind of toned it down, but it still had that nuance of like ooh creepy stuff going on. And I still love Trigun the anime. I still need to read the manga though. I might just pick up a copy. It might be a little hard to get, but I really would like to start reading the original English manga. So
Who knows? Maybe the anime adaptation, like Brotherhood, will actually bring out the full manga.
That very much. John, what about you?
What about me? I'm sorry. I've been getting something. I've been like passively listening and make sure everything's
We're
going
sorry about
well.
upcoming animes from the list that we were kind of scourging through. The one that stood out to me was Trigun Stampede.
None of them really stuck out to me to really get fully my attention. Nothing I've been waiting for. But yeah, but all the ones that you guys have kind of mentioned have gotten my interest is in like some which one was it? The Stray Dogs one that Sunfee said. I've been meaning to watch that, and I've been forgetting to watch it and look it up. So this is probably a good, hey John, start watching this now as there's a new thing coming out. Because I think you actually recommended it to me.
I believe I did.
You did,
because I think you would love it. I think you're definitely, even more than me, in fact. Are you sure? Because there was another anime that we watched together that I think you should be very hyped for.
I do not recall. I'm sorry.
The Misfits of Demon Academy.
Oh yeah, I remember we watched that together. I thought it was. Oh yeah, it's coming with another season, right?
Right.
I don't fully remember all the stuff for it, but I think you do. But
I remember like the plot points of it.
I remember me and you watched it together. You watched further than I did. I got distracted by something else and then finished it.
Maybe we should. Like I thought we did, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. That one I'm also excited about. That was a pretty good series. For actually, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't isekai, but it was a weird like. I can't.
Fantasy.
No,
like dark fantasy.
Well, it was dark fantasy, but like like usually like an isekai thing is like, oh, someone from our world gets hit by Truck-kun and then goes to like another world. isn't
Yeah,
the main plot the main character is just a reincarnation of the demon lord who
yeah, he just
died?
comes back. He died. He came back.
Yeah, and like he just starts going to
Being a
school.
badass.
Yeah.
He's just a badass.
If you guys if any of the watchers want to watch a good anime that just has a really powerful main character and actually has some pretty good like funny bits to it, that anime is your key. Very high
Yeah,
fantasy. If you like a little bit of dark humor as well, it's also even good. Because I remember there was a kind of dark part to it. Not
yeah.
like not,
There's definitely some dark beats in there that it's like, what the fuck?
like doesn't the main character like kill a guy, bring him back, and then kill him again?
Yep. In the first episode, dude's just like, you die, you die, you done yet? You die, you die, you
Stop
die.
being mean. I keep dying for drink. Keep drinking water.
You still talking about Chainsaw Man?
No.
No, we're talking about the Misfit of Demon Academy.
Misfit of
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah. There's a couple. Actually a chick. I've, I've, I'm just saying it's a chick flick because I forget the female version of shonen
Mm-hmm.
at the top of my head. But it's called Tomo-chan is a girl. Now this one's something that normally I'm not really interested in this type of stuff, but this I can see this like um. Ba- basically, Tomo-chan has this best friend that she has a crush on, and the dude's like, "I just see you as one of the guys."
Ah,
it's
I'm
one
like,
of those plots, and I love it.
that's a
yeah,
slice
I'm
of
like,
life.
yeah, it's a slice of life. It's like, that's gonna
Right.
be really good.
That one,
a
yeah,
darker
I'll
one,
definitely see the first episode on that.
yeah, definitely one that we're gonna be. I definitely want on our watch list for the next month is Ravenger. Raizio, it's the main character is called Raizio Kuma. He is a man that is betrayed by someone he trusted. So he becomes a hitman, and he just kicks ass, chews bumper gum, and just beats people up.
Duke Nukem, but in anime.
Yeah,
That just made me think
Okay, I
of
mean that probably is not too bad of an idea.
the Hitman part. Made me
Let's take
think
a
of
look at it.
another anime. Like I don't think it's by the same creators as Spy X Family, but there's a new one coming about like two guys that are it's like
Oh,
they're
this
both
here we go.
assassins.
We're gonna talk about like buddies or like it was something like
It was-
uh
Hang on.
assassin buddies or something. You can type it in. Like the power of Google's on your side, my friend.
Sure, I got a tiny
Yep.
little laptop in front of me. Buddy daddies.
God, this is old. I keep forgetting that 2010 was a thing.
another one that I definitely think will like, and this is one I think you'll like, Devin. It's called Giant Beasts of Ours. Basically, it's kaiju monsters meet mythology based superhumans, and that kill them.
Okay, so are we talking like Attack on Titan style of killing, or are we talking like Olympus style with like like gods and deities and stuff like that, or like?
I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it says like mythology, kaiju monsters, like this looks like it's gonna be really cool.
I hope it ends up like that Hades game where it's like die, come back, rinse and repeat, and stuff like that, or something like crazy badass something like that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking
but
at these instructions
Overall,
here.
I definitely think this winter season is gonna blow everyone's socks away. Like I don't like. There's so many grade A anime here.
Can't be serious. Wait a minute. No.
This is gonna be a massive. this is going to be one of those seasons that you gotta keep an eye out for. Now,
Mhm.
now that we're done with anime, let's go on to the reason why we're called T. The first word in our name is called TBK. John, what's new in the news world
Well, the new
for
worlds of
table tennis?
two people can exist. Wait, no, TPK, total party kill. So,
Yeah.
TPK, the tabletop. I don't have like any like big insane. Well, do you guys want to hear about some new tabletops coming out?
Sure.
Some
Why not?
kind of new stuff going on with some of the podcasts I listen to, or
Sure.
what's going on with.
Yeah, why not?
I have a third option. Hear me out.
All right.
How about I'll take 4, all of them.
There's an option four.
It's option 4.
Option
What's
four.
option 4?
There is no
I
option
wanna
four.
hear
There's
all.
only 3 options. There
I
is.
choose option 4, all 4.
There is new tabletops coming out, podcasts I listen to, and kind of what I think about them. And any of them that you guys also might have listened to, what you guys think would kind of recommend to listen to.
Right.
And option 3 is. Do I even have an option 3? I have one in my mind. I'm sorry about that.
Let's start off with option 1.
Okay.
What's new? What's new in the series?
So I have found there's 3 that I've found. I've found some kind of good stuff for them. They're making a Blade Runner role-playing game.
Ooh.
It's coming out, I think, either the beginning of next year or it's already out now. I haven't really heard of it, but this interests me. As I watch the movies, and it gives me like a good kind of, gives me a mixture of there was a tabletop that was very like sci-fi yet fantasy at the same time, and it was very much like why can I not think of any of the game I'm thinking on the top of my tongue? But like very much like it's high sci-fi, but like the entire story is like more down there and kind of where like the grunt of everything's going on. It's really
Okay.
Blade Runner tabletop. I'm interested. I might play that actually. I should look more into it.
It like made
speaking of
by.
Um,
Yeah, speaking of which, yes.
that will go into our future announcements, which might be interesting. So, yeah.
oh yeah,
Let's go
that
for
was
it.
option 3. Okay, we'll get to option
Okay.
3. Don't worry. So, the Blade Runner role-playing tabletop is being developed by who is it? I just had it in front of me. I think it's actually by the same people that are actually making the Avatar Legends role-playing game.
Oh.
Okay, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And some news about that was I have in front of me is they've kind of spread out and did a lot more work to it, adding like a lot more like Avatar abilities and some other kind of cool bending skills. And they're reaching out to, since I think they have it all divided into different ages. They now have what is the Avatar after Aang? I never watched her. Korra.
Korra.
Yeah. They now
Korra,
have
yeah.
kind of like the Korra's age of what's going on, which that actually seems. All 3 of these I want to look into because they fascinate me for different reasons. Be careful, don't cut yourself.
Thank you.
As you start to bleed, we have to shut down the stream. I will cry. I
No,
put so much
no,
work into this.
we're gonna be fine.
Don't screw it up, Dino. Don't screw it up.
I'm not gonna screw it up. It's all good. I'm a professional, people. Ah.
Proceeds to cut a vital artery.
Please, I've done that once before. I'm not doing that again.
And the third one is one I've not heard of, but it's called Yezba's Bed and Breakfast. It's kind of like
What now?
So there's a tabletop called Yezba's Bed and Breakfast. It's
Breakfast.
like very much kind of like it gives me the same kind of feels almost. Why can I never think of these? The Nintendo game with tiny animals.
Crossing.
Yes, Animal Crossing, but like kind of in a hotel. You kind of make stuff run kind of well, just like the My Little Pony tabletop that came out a few years ago.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. Just because it feels like that, and those three interest me. None of the others I have seen on the website I've not looked at, but they've all given me kind of cool feels. There's one called Ouroboros Coil of the Serpent that I have no idea what that is.
Aurora Boreas.
Yeah.
Ouroboros, yep. The snake that eats its own tail. I know that because of Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, that's where I probably heard it from. Like
Alright.
that, it gives like a kind of Call of Cthulhu vibe.
Right.
Which is kind of like what they describe about it. And then the other one that is also looks a little bit sci-fi like is it sci-fi? No. Oh, there's one that looks just absolutely fascinating called Coyote and Crow.
Coyote and Crow?
Yeah. Like it looks like almost a sci-fi version of like Weird West.
Huh?
So like it looks like it's got like a mixture of kind of like some sci-fi elements and then also kind of like some more of like the fantasy kind of stuff with some natives doing some weird magic rituals.
Savage Worlds have done something similar to this as well. It's
Ooh.
called Deadlands.
Ooh.
They call it Deadlands.
Nice. I'll have to actually
It's
look
like,
into that one too.
but with zombies, I think. Or some kind of necromancy magic or something like that.
Necromancy. Oh wait, no, there's also an option for. So, that's all the kind of TPK news I have for new stuff coming out.
Okay.
D&D is still going forward with one D&D that is still getting a mixed feeling on how they're doing some of the stuff. Some things they do good, some things they do bad.
Are we gonna talk
They
about
did,
what we're talking about?
They did bring out a new UA with a lot of classes and the showcasing of how they're planning on doing cleric.
Ooh. I've not looked.
I know I showed it to you, John. How do you what do you think of it? What's your opinions on how they're taking things?
Well, looking through it, I think like they're taking it in a completely different direction. That I think like as I've played D&D for a few years, it scares me a little bit because how they had it all worked fine. I know I'm gonna probably sound old, just like my way was always the best way. How they had it was always the best. What are these new stats? Well, no, like they had a way of doing it. That was every different edition. They always had something new, or they get rid of something. We don't speak of the Forbidden Edition of D&D. People always will
Now-
forget about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's always going first edition, second edition, third edition, 3.5, then fifth edition.
Yep.
Hey, you skipped a number.
That's not the edition
I
you're
skipped
looking
no
for.
number.
One of these days, we're gonna have to make that a special.
How about this? When we get to option 3, I will put it on the list.
Yeah, okay. Let's see here. By the way, do you guys want to see the runners that I'm working with here for this kit? Because like throughout all the sessions and stuff like that, you're gonna see me be building model kits in the background as a visual aid to whatever we're doing.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm down.
Like so, I mentioned before in episode 0 that I'm building the Double Zeta Gundam from the high grade Universal Century line, and this thing came out in 2010. This thing is about 12, it's coming on 13 years old soon, and it's aged pretty well from what I can tell. Although, what makes the Double Zeta unique is the joint system it actually has here. Like, all the essential joints that are going to go into polycabs. Like it has the ball socket here for the foot, this part here, and yeah, just thought I'd show that off a little bit. A little bit of some adapters too for when it goes into the multiple flight modes, because this thing splits into 3 fighter jets. It's
That's pretty cool.
right, but on a real robo perspective, it seems a little ridiculous. So it's like that's why we don't really see mobile suits like the Double Zeta again very often, other than it's in its primary show, Double Zeta. I could go all day about that, but we got other things. We got other crap to talk about.
We do. So now we have option 2 to 4.
Of course.
Which one do you guys want to hear about next?
Let's just go in order too.
Okay. So
Let's hear those podcasts, man. What have you been listening to?
So I have would have been I think 4 podcasts. So we're gonna start with. So I'm gonna put a link to these websites because these 4 podcasts I've really enjoyed listening to. For all different reasons. So like them also, I have a link on the little laptop I have. So the first one is called High Rollers D&D. It is pretty much
High Rollers.
yeah. It started off as like a side D&D thing to Yogscast. But yeah, and kind of like one of their would have been I think one of their video guys by the name of Mark Sherlock Holmes. First said, "Hey, I'm going to start my own campaign." So we started recording with a bunch of friends. We all kind of like every Sunday about noon my time. They're over in Europe. They're over in big old England.
Right. Across the pond, as they would say.
Across the pond, farther than I can ever see, back to the homeland, below Scotland and Ireland, but the place of Europe. I spent too much time alone, but I really enjoyed them. Like, they were kind of like my other kind of like spin-off of I watched a lot of Campaign 2 of Critical Role, which is also on this list of stuff I've been keeping up on.
Nice.
And like High Rollers, they have 2 campaigns out right now. I entirely watched the first one. I'm keeping track with the second one. And with the latest that I've seen, it's a lot more like fantasy sci-fi. Where now they're going to a lot more of the sci-fi aspects, and they're right now in the 3rd arc, where their BBG that they all know is this big, ginormous, world-eating entity. That they're caught in the middle, as the heroes are caught in the middle between trying to help one guy that wants to use the last kind of living planet that's untouched by the Valkyrian Empire to use its power source to kill this big entity. But one of the players that can see into the future and can ask a question and gets an answer sees that won't work. That will make this all-eating entity even stronger. So they're trying to find some way to defeat that guy. And right now, they are failing to stay undercover in a enemy city.
Figured.
That's ready in less than 24 hours in game. They originally had 7 days. They fucked up so bad that time went to 24 hours. We are starting this portal to bring this entire city back to space, and it will not work.
Oh my god.
And
When you fuck up so bad, the 7 days become 1.
yeah.
So you get the people from the Yogcast to mess up that bad.
Oh no, like some of these people, like I think 3 of them are from the Yogscast. One was from Hats Films.
I figured that because
Yeah.
like, I remember growing up watching a little bit of the Yogcast, and it's like, gosh darn it, those guys would do the craziest things and would not really think before they act. Especially with their Minecraft Let's Plays and stuff like that, they would do a lot of silly stuff. Like I remember in one of their mods, they actually like were building something or something like that. They were digging underground. One of the guys like was really far down, and they were like, "I'll come down to get to you." He moves forward, doesn't realize there's nothing in front of him, and he just falls all the way down and dies to gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Not think before he leapt.
The
I don't know.
Otakus were just like a complete wild card of what they did, and it was amazing.
I mean, this of today is just that I don't think they're as big as they used to be.
No, I think like after I can't. They released something and it all kind of went down. Not in like a bad way, but a lot of people kind of moved on to something else.
Uh,
But the last thing I remember them really releasing big was a Christmas song they called "Carrot for a Cock," and then that's the last thing I can remember.
That's one way to go down.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to see. Oh, I'm feeling so.
But yeah, High Rollers kind of mixes a very big, kind of like they got some serious stuff with like the latest episode, but also like they're just like a bunch of friends that play D&D. As there is a lot of times a lot of clips on Twitch of them messing up or something funny happening, and they spend like 5 minutes just cackling about it and cracking jokes.
Yeah, I mean, different with probably
Right.
might be in our future.
Yeah. Let's go with the next one. I think none of you guys have probably heard before. Do you guys know of the company Rusty Quill?
The,
I
that's a new one for me.
So Rusty Quill has a podcast for gaming that they call Rusty Quill Gaming. It's where the big CEO, by the name of Alex, he seems like such a nice guy, but everyone describes him as being like this big, giant, terrifying creature. I don't know. But Rusty Quill created a few different podcasts, such as the Magnus Archives, Still Firma, which I really enjoyed and loved. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up on their Pathfinder game that they play. It is-
Okay.
Yeah, they do a first edition, which is actually pretty good.
Difference between first and second edition. I did realize that when we were playing our session that we do not do broadcasted here, but you and me, John, we team up together on another like Pathfinder second edition. What's the difference between first edition and second edition?
I think it's mostly just rules and like added spells and races for the second edition of Pathfinder.
Class has been changed a lot.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot more streamlined.
Yeah.
It's just streamlining things.
Yeah, but for Rusty Quill, I'm very early in kind of what they've played, so I don't know if they've switched over to at second edition, but I think actually they might have. Was in second season they have a Magus now.
I guess. Oh, a magus, you mean?
Yeah, yes, the Magus.
Anyways. Awkward silence is awkward silence.
You're good. So moving on, the third one, which I just started watching, was I wanted to listen to a tabletop podcast for Vampire the Masquerade, and it's kind of old. It's by the channel Dumb Dummies and Dice. That-
Dice. Okay, I like that name.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty clever name. But they made a Vampire the Masquerade podcast called Blood and Syrup.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's actually, as far as they've gotten in, I've really enjoyed it. It's made me laugh. Was they have like a bunch of different characters with all kind of like different stuff tied to them, and it's also got me more interested in Vampire the Masquerade.
Alright.
So I might try playing that at some point.
That's great.
And
let's
The third
see here.
one, the fourth one I want to talk about is Critical Role, the OG.
Oh, cool. Hopefully nobody's hearing this podcast with headphones on.
No. Yes. No, I keep
Yeah.
getting this
Is
wrong.
that okay, John?
No, you're perfectly fine. You're good. I'm messing with you.
Okay.
So, the fourth one is Critical Role, that, funny enough, I learned about high rollers from Critical Role. Was in their
Cool.
second campaign. They had the DM from high rollers come in and play as a player.
Eh?
I cannot remember which character he played, but it was like he came for one session, and then his character was like, "I must go with this crown I have," and then disappeared into nothingness.
Say, I must go. My people need me.
My people need me. Yes. Well, no, yeah, Critical Role has been doing like I think there's even with campaign 3, I think it's starting to get a lot better. And maybe like I got maybe a bit of a sore ass from campaign 3 because they're kind of, I don't know, like I love Critical Role and how they do their campaigns, but for some reason I've never really liked how they always start it. It's weird. I noticed it in campaign 1, campaign 2, and also campaign 3. Like it's nothing bad. Like I hate Matt Mercer or anything else like that. It's just more of it's never really stuck with me really well.
Right?
Yeah,
What's up with the start? What happened at the start?
I don't know. Like to me, it just feels like mentally a little bit choppy.
Mm. Maybe everybody doesn't really warm up before they start recording, and so it kind of makes it that weird look thing. Because whenever you and I do like our RPG set, whenever I do my RPG sessions, I always try to warm up and get into character. Like whatever I have to do. For example, I play a robot monkey named Chad. In order to get into character, I just simply practice with the line like "Hey Chad" in order to get into the voice. Because
Well,
whenever I do
I
RPG.
think it's because they're with Critical Role, they're all professional voice actors, so I don't think that's the case. What I think John is more or less trying to get at is it always feels like they don't they're they're fumbling around, not in like oh they don't know who they're playing and that kind of stuff. They don't know their character of what they're doing. Uh, Without a direction, it feels way too open.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Actually, no, yeah,
Oh.
that's true. Like with campaign 3, like when they had kind of like the multiple starts for different characters, I kind of like that. But I think like how they kind of like all got together is still kind of like, oh, who are we all? Wait, what are you doing? And
I don't want
that
to
really
do
got
that
to
too
me.
with our RPG sessions, but it's like I mean, we kind of didn't. We kind of did
Well,
do that
yeah.
with our first one with like the other one that
But
we did.
still,
But I digress.
with the one that we both play in, it was like, yeah, we're all kind of like, oh, wait, who are you? But then like something drew us all together to do something.
Ah,
Like I know with mine, I think I made a little bit like the choppiness for when I DM'd for my games. That was in the session 0, kind of like it was every player kind of getting in the same place. I started the
Mhm.
session with, "Oh yeah, you guys are traveling this place. You guys all kind of know each other. Some weird shit's happening. Oh yeah, like a little bit of a comment for you guys to kind of go together." High rollers for their second game, I really enjoyed this. They had everyone wake up on a airship flying through the air that is now
ah.
crashing as soon as they wake up. So they have people falling out
Oh.
of rooms. One of the characters, Lucius, the first thing we hear from him is just "Daddy," and he's dressed in like little PJs, a little teddy bear, and then there is this like very grizzled dwarf that's played by the DM. I can't remember his name, but like Lucius falls on him. He's like, "Get off me, boy!" He's got like, "I got Sheila." It's like just fucking pure chaos, and I love it.
Oh, but I'm gonna have to figure a way out how to do that. I never could have think of that. I could never could have imagined that. It's total genius. I love it. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
That's total genius. All right, where was I before? Oh yeah, trying to build the
Well, I think like
gosh
also
darn fighter.
so my last thing about Critical Role, and we can move on to either 3 or 4. 4 is a smaller thing, but 3 is something else. With Critical Role, maybe it's just kind of like how the kind of games I've played. Like they're all voice actors; they've all trained with their characters, and like maybe mentally, I just feel like they just come in because it feels like their job. It's like they go in there, they voice the character, they play around. Like it's still funny. It's not bad. But like I watch like other games and maybe it's just like it's less talk. Like when Critical Role episodes open, I think maybe like Matt talks about the cast trying to mess with them as soon as like the countdown starts. A little bit less. Where I know
Right, right.
with like high rollers or even like with my own games, there's chaos, and I know with high rollers like they do like a little cut, like a little trailer, and you can hear like someone shout something at the DM, or like it opens and they're still laughing and they have to redo the entire thing, because none of them are ready.
Right. I mean, could be maybe because it's like everybody in the cast that are like there. There's like they don't have any like when I was at like my high school, whenever we like get ready for a performance or something like that, usually try to do an improv game to kind of like get the brain working and stuff like that, but also to get the excess energy out. Like, because like let's face it, whenever you're about to do a show or whenever you're going to record something, like even like what we're doing right now, we have like a pre-prep plan, or we kind of do a little bit of a warm up or something like that, and we kind of just like get the unprofessional excess energy out, because like if you get too hyped up or too excited about something, you're gonna mess up. Or if you're not fully awake or you're not prepared enough, then you're gonna mess up. So you have to find a balance between the two. That's what I learned back in my high school days.
I have found something kind of like that where mostly like I'll get in there, like I'll get prepared when I'm DMing, and I'll mute myself and I'll like make like a bunch of weird sounds, kind of do the accent I want to start off with, or you kind of just do this other thing. Make sure like
Yep.
I'm mentally good. When I've tried voice acting before, I just I scare my entire family as they can hear me warm up in my room, or I just talk.
I Whenever I do it though, I get weird looks. I just get weird looks. It's like because the voices that I now do, it's like a high pitched voice, weird gargly voice, or like I don't know. Like that's probably my range actually. Now that I think about it, I could either be super duper hey bitch, or I could be gargly voice. And it's like that's pretty much my range. I can't do anything else. I don't think, unless I give it an accent or something like that. But
Yeah.
I need to practice that more.
Yeah, for me, like the pitches is what scares my family. The accents are just something I naturally weirdly do.
Right, right.
Like
I
I
remember.
slip into Salt's accent a lot because I just do Salt a lot, and it's a fun accent I like to do.
It's a very. Is it French? German? Russian? I'm still trying to wrap my head around what kind of accent you're going for with Salt.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
I'm gonna say all of the above then.
Exactly.
Alright, we'll go with that. It's no different from what Chad's was. Chad originally was supposed to be a British accent, but it kind of like diverged into its own accent, because I don't know how to describe Chad other than, this is Chad's voice, and this is how he will always talk. I was like, all that fun stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much his voice. It just evolved into that. Where was I? Oh, I was on.
Yeah.
I need a D runner. Which one's the? Oh, this is the D runner. It's down here. Okay.
Before we move to the other stuff, one small thing. When I play Salt in our game, I think I've mentally put this together that when I talk in Salt's accent, I talk with my hands a lot more. Like I
Really?
naturally kind of talk a little bit and kind of like move my hands a little bit. Salt is fully just like yes, everything. We need to go off his hand, and this fast gets taken care of. Very much hand, arms moving,
Captain Jack Sparrow.
something like that. We have no
I
fun.
love it.
Samsek, I want to drink everything. Oh, wait, it was happy. Yeah.
You've been
Weirdness.
quiet over there, Sunfee. You doing okay?
You're
Yeah,
right.
I'm fine. I'm just waiting for the next news segment. The next segment.
Is there anything
What's our
you-
final segment?
We have two final ones. Is there
Cool.
anything else Is there anything you want to say, Sunfee, or Choo Choo? Anything you guys have?
I think we're good. I
Okay.
think we're good.
Okay. So you want segment 3 or segment 4? Segment 4 is shorter, and it's just something I personally have in my mind.
Segment 4. Let's get it out of your head.
Okay, so this has not. So Netflix recently got rid of Henry Cavill. This has nothing to do with anime, but it does have something to do with tabletops. Henry Cavill, as some of you know, is a complete nerd. Sadly, he's lost his role as Geralt of Rivia. The series that
Hey,
he
from
did,
The Witcher.
yeah, from The Witcher. Like he read all the books, he's played all the games, and he left because the crew did not want to do a story from the games and the books mixture. They want to do their own story because they hate the books and they hate the games.
Here we go. This is. I kind
Yeah.
of want to chat about this too. Yeah. So, if these creators though hate the games and hate the books and everything that has to do with
Why,
the franchise,
why the fuck are they making it?
I don't know.
I
Like
want to discuss.
they're getting paid for it. Like I looked at a news thing that they were speeding up season 2. And you know what? Like it sucks. Like I like they were given a lot of money, like a big budget to make this entire series.
Hmm?
And well, like for the entire show on Netflix, like the first season was absolutely amazing. Like some of the stories were changed a little bit, but I really saw them really well. I really liked it. But then they're like, "Oh no, I don't." But at some point, the writers are like, "No, I don't like that. Let's move to something else." And it sucks. So he left. But on the bright side, he has more time to play Warhammer and build PCs.
He's
And
wait.
yes,
The
he's
same guy that plays as the badass monster hunter from The Witcher plays Warhammer 40K.
and Man of Steel. So there was a scene in a tavern that
Yeah?
they put up like this. It's a big chandelier, right? And he points at it and goes, I know none of you probably care about this, and no one really cares, but and he gestures to the chandelier that looks like I can't remember what building it was, but it was more of it was the Warhammer 40K. There was a building from that looks like the chandelier, and yes, he plays Warhammer. He's a nerd,
I love
an
him.
absolute nerd, and he's buff as shit.
This
And I
man.
love him.
This man is awesome. I love it. Man.
What's funny is that all the buff nerds, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the like, The Rock, Vin Diesel, all these men that you do not expect to be nerds at any stretch of the
Let's
mean.
be nerds. Yeah, I know it's great.
Mm-hmm. Like I know this is not. I know my dad's not a big celebrity, but I didn't know he was a nerd until much later. And I like when I first started playing D&D, I looked it up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I used to have a bunch of books." Hey, Gabe, and I would have given you them if I didn't give them away. And he has like Warhammers, like he had a bunch of old Warhammer stuff, a bunch of other systems. I think I still have them. But he was this big nerd. I found like some of his old character sheets in some of the books. It was all like first edition, but
Which one's
it was just really cool. Because this guy, my dad is he's a very like serious looking guy, and he looks buff. Like like Norse mythology Thor buff kind of thing. Just minus the hair and the beard being so fluffy.
This one. Okay, it's this one.
Oh, that's
I'm
pretty much
trying to
all.
remember my kanji here.
You're good. You're
'cause,
good.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to talk about this later down the road. Fun question here, John. If we
Yeah.
ever get a chance to, would you want to do like an on-stream painting thing while we talk and stuff like that? With like, do you play Warhammer 40K still?
I've never played it, but I'm willing to get into it. It's fascinating.
I mean, I just bought a Warhammer 40K Marine Space Marine captain not too long ago. I still have to get around to building it though, and kind of make it look nice and pretty and stuff like that. Got to sand it down a bit. And it's like when I first got into Gunpla model kits, I was kind of thinking of like what other model kits are there out there to buy and kind of like build and stuff like that, because it's like I want to expand my appetite, my palate. And I then hear about Warhammer 40K from a YouTuber, Mega Gaikotsu, which he also was into like model kit building of Gunpla, because the Gunpla are awesome. But he did Warhammer beforehand, and I was like, what the hell is Warhammer when I first heard of it? So I actually had to like Google search it, and then it's like, oh my god, this is almost as big as Gundam with its lore. It's like, can I even dig through all of this? And then I see the price tag of all these models, and I'm thinking to myself, what the actual heck? How do you get into this franchise? How do you get into this? It's like, yeesh, everything's expensive.
My advice is go to Henry Cavill and say, "Hey, I want to be your friend," and you steal all of his stuff.
No.
No, no, we do not condone stealing.
Not only that though, but I
That's
ain't
not-
got the cojones to steal from Superman. I'm not doing that.
You can make it out the door fast enough, you will survive. No, no.
Man.
That's a new TPK. That's a new tabletop game. If you can you steal from a superhero fast enough so that you don't end up with no bones?
Man, that would be real. Okay, so I just finished the first part of the model kit. Guys, think.
I think it looks awesome.
It's so cool.
That's cool.
Right, this is what's called a core fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in lore, if you see, long story short, they're basically fighter jets, but they can transform and actually turn into a cockpit for a mobile suit. So it kind of goes that, and the nose is supposed to bend down, but obviously this is a cheaper model kit for 2010. Well, not exactly cheap, but it parts forms in the model kit, which basically means you disassemble it and reassemble it with new parts to make it look like it transformed, and I digress. But anyway, yeah, I think I'll kind of leave it there, and then we'll just chat for the rest of the night, I guess, because this is probably as far as I'm going to get. Yeah.
All right.
$2,000 for a painting.
John, what's the third thing before we get into we start closing up for things and we let them know what TBA Otaku has in store for the future?
So, the third thing, before we move on to the third thing, I love Henry Cavill. If we can get him on the show, we probably can't. I would love that.
That it might be a while till we can get him. Let's put that on the bucket list. Let's put it on the bucket list for this show. Let's see what kind of people we could have guest star on the show. That's what I would like to have.
That would be awesome. But the third thing is a small little announcement, more tabletop driven. It's two things, or is it one thing, Sunfee? I think you know what I'm talking about. My thing and then your thing.
You go your thing first, and then I'll do mine.
Okay. So, even before the show was put together, I've had this idea that I want to try out some different systems, and I didn't know, I could not really fully decide which one, and I remember kind of like when I was kind of working, listening to stuff in the background, there was a guy that wanted to try and play, I think the guy's name was like Pumpkin or something, I can't remember. A little animator, he does like little D&D stories and other tabletop stories. He's cool, I love him. But, he talked about how there was a bunch of systems he wanted to try, and he was like, hey, yeah, I want to try all these different systems. I can go learn an entire new system every week, but my friends really can't. And I took that idea in my mind, and I'm like, you know what, I want to try random systems, so I was like, maybe once per month. I think for right now, I might do it on Mondays, but I can always change. It's not fully set in stone. Because that's the idea of just like, hey, I want to try this system. I get some people together. If you guys are willing to join me, I will DM a system. So, yeah, I'm going to stream it up here, so we kind of play through, maybe a session, or at least for a start, unless you guys want to continue with that. But it's more just like, hey, yeah, the Star Wars system, let's try that for a game, see how that works, or Warhammer, if we ever make enough to Warhammer.
For that, a little war game, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. There's a bunch of systems out there.
George, don't choo-choo. The George, don't choo-choo. I love that story. God, that's my favorite story. My favorite faction is the orcs, because their imagination is what makes them so OP. They just... Red is power. They can become trained. I love it.
I think for the orcs, I think their imagination belief was a complete joke that someone threw out, and they're like, yeah, it's a great idea. Wait, no, that's not the idea. Oh no, make them really stupid. Okay, yeah, it's fucking perfect.
Right.
Like I think like
Uh,
they're like they were created by a bunch of like weird frog people too. I think.
right, the old gods.
Yeah.
I remember another YouTuber, Gaijin Goomba, actually kind of did a little brief history of like within the lore of Warhammer 40k of how they were brought about and how they're kind of based on the British. I think in his video, like he kind of mentioned like orcs are very like in their like it's
They
like
have
the way they
Cockney accents.
operate.
It's the Cockney. It's the Cockney accent. That's where it came from. So I think just fucking a piece of history I just connected was orcs having a Cockney accent came from Warhammer.
No,
Yep.
that's not. I don't think that's what he was trying to say.
No. I know that's probably not what he's saying, but I just put that together. When you think about it, like, where would the Cockney accent ever come from? When you think orc, you just think, I'm an orc. I'm here to kill people. You get the little bit of a Cockney accent. It's more kind of just like grr. But I think Warhammer's just like, yes, Cockney. Stupid.
Cockney.
Magic.
Go.
I don't know. It was just, I could be completely wrong, but I'm not fully sure. That's all I got. Next up, Sunfi, what do you have to say?
All right. Every other and to explore and make this reach your goal of becoming Twitch affiliate and things like and eventually Twitch partner, hopefully.
Yeah.
I will every on the other Sundays in partnership to this. Eventually, I still have to make sure that the world's right. I will be doing a D&D podcast. So one Sunday you'll get TPK Otakus, and then another Sunday you'll get our D&D podcast.
Mm. Just so
I
you
like
guys
that.
have something to watch every week.
Yeah, that sounds
Exactly.
about right. You?
And then on top of that, every Wednesday, me and John, for right now, just me and John will be playing an anime video game of some sort. Not, it won't be happening right away because business expenses and things like that. But that is what we're looking for.
Which one do you have in mind?
The current one that is in my mind is I'm thinking of playing Persona 5 Royale.
Wait, hold on. You're gonna play that game? That sounds pretty long. Well, then it probably makes sense because like it's a stream and you guys would be able to play that for hours on a stream and you'll get a lot done.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That or the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game.
Yeah, that's shoot, which one? What is that called? It was like Starlight Canvas or something like that. I'm trying to remember.
I mean, there's also the Naruto anime. It's in my mind. I think I pronounced it correctly, but I corrected myself, so now I have to correct myself to the correct thing. Naruto fighting game. I know of the fourth one. I remember I saw it and I was like, ooh.
Ultimate Ninja Storm 4?
Yes.
Maybe? That one.
I have it.
But yeah, there's multiple video games that we can will be on the horizon. So keep a lookout, guys.
Before we move on, I just have one question for you, Sunfi.
Stop.
Dating sims also on the table?
Potentially.
And
If
then
any,
my second
catch our
follow-up
eyes.
question to that: dating sims, as in the dating sims that are extra, also on the table?
Probably not because
Good,
I would like
good,
not
good.
that channel to be banned.
Good.
Yes, I knew it.
I was more thinking like Doki Doki Literature Club.
Ooh, I'll be down
Things
for
like
that. That would be.
For the absolutely the best dating sim ever, the KFC dating sim.
Oh yes, that will be on there. Hell yeah.
Boy.
But
If there's any games
with
or
that,
dating sims you want us to play, let us know, and we will get on that as soon as we can.
absolutely. And with that, we bid you guys a good night.
You guys have a great night. Take care.
As in a few weeks.
All right. Bye.